Hello and welcome to another HTML and CSS tutorial. In the previous tutorial we looked at divs and spans. We're going to be using divs again in this tutorial, and basically what we'll be doing is applying background images and also looking at background colors. So I have a HTML file set up here. I've got a div already here, and inside that div there's a heading and there's a paragraph, and I've got an external style sheet which I've linked to here. It's inside the resources folder and it's called stylesheet4.css, and that's empty at the moment. So here's my website folder, index.html, and inside the resources folder I have stylesheet4.css. I also have a couple of images that I'm going to use there as well. So basically, the first thing it will do is add a background image just to the div. So in the style sheet, if you use the div tag, we can specify a width and height of this div. So we can say 450 pixels by 300 pixels, and that's actually the width and the height of the image that we're going to use first. And then we can just add background image. All right. And we need to specify the URL in brackets and quotation marks. So the background image I'm going to use is this one. So nepal.png. I'm going to use my own images that I've taken myself, just to avoid any copyright issues for this video. Okay, so I've got width, height, background image. I'll save that and we'll open the web page in Chrome. Open in the browser, and there we go. So we have a div here. It's 450 pixels wide and it's 300 pixels high, and we've got the heading and the paragraph there, and the image is taking up that whole entire div. If I go back to the CSS and I change the image, and this time I'm going to use canada.jpg, and this image is actually a little bit smaller, so it won't actually take up the whole entire space inside the div. So if I save it and refresh, you can see it's a small image, but instead of just seeing one copy of that image, it's actually repeated. So it's repeated from left to right, and it's repeated from top to bottom. If you don't like that, then you can change background repeat to no repeat. Okay, so it will just be the one image there. It won't be repeating. All right, we can also say, change the position of the background image. So we could say background position center, save and refresh. And so now the background image is in the center of this div. We could also say center top if we want, or we can say center left or right or bottom. And we can see that that's now center top. All right. If we did want the image to repeat, but we didn't want it to repeat all over the div, what we could do, get rid of that, and instead of saying background repeat no repeat, we can say background repeat X. So what that will do is it will just repeat the image from left to right. We could also say background repeat Y, and that would repeat the image from top to bottom. So we can do no repeat, we can do repeat X, or we can do repeat Y. I'll just undo that because I don't want the image repeating, and I want it to have a background position of center top. Okay. The next thing that we'll do is we'll have a look at using a background image for the body of the web page. So at the moment we just have a background image for a div, but we can actually have a background image for the entire body of the web page. So what we could do is we can use the body tag, and we can say background image, and this time we'll use the other image, nepal.png. Okay. Save and refresh, and we have that background image taking up the entire body section of the web page. What's happening though is it's repeating. So I don't want it to repeat, so I'm going to change that to background repeat none. Oh, sorry, no repeat. And refresh, save and refresh. Okay, now it's just there. It's not repeating. We've just got one copy of that image, and it's in the body section, so it means it's going to be behind the div. Okay, so we've actually got three layers here. We've got the background image for the body, we've got the background image for the div, and then we've got the content inside that div. Okay, one thing you'll notice though is if I copy these paragraphs, or maybe I'll just add more divs. Actually, no, I'll just copy the paragraphs inside here. So I'll add a few more paragraphs. Oops. A few more than that. Okay, so I've added a few paragraphs to that page. So now that we can scroll the page. What you'll see is when we scroll the page, the image also, or both images actually scroll with the content. So they're stuck there scrolling with the content. If you want the image to stay in the same position when you scroll, you can make that happen. So if we go back to the style sheet, and we'll do this just for the body, we won't do it for the div, just so that we can see the difference. What we can do is we can add background attachment, and we can set that to fixed, and we can save that as well. Now when I refresh and I scroll down, the image for the background image for the body section stays in the same position, so it doesn't scroll with the rest of the content. Okay, it stays there in a fixed position. Okay, which can be quite handy. Another thing that we can do is, apart from just having a background image, we can have a background color. So we can just use a simple tag here, background color. And we'll just do this again for the body section. So background color, and I'm just going to make it blue. And save that and refresh. Okay, so now for the whole body section, there's a background color of blue, and there's a background image as well. So the background color will always be behind the image, and then the content of the page, divs and paragraphs and headings, will be in front of the background image. So a few layers there: background color, background image, and then the content itself. Okay, so that's how to apply background images and background colors to divs and elements and the body section of our web page. Thanks for watching.